Hey, I'm Ashley, and this is for Dizzy Birds. On this channel, we use a zero-based budget, cash stuffing, and savings challenges that actually make saving fun. If you're new to our channel, my husband and I both work full-time. We've got two awesome boys, two crazy corgis, a little kitty named Olive, and a life that never slows down. So staying on top of our money has to be simple and attainable. We have big goals. We want to get out of debt. We want to get ahead on our household bills, and we want to totally transform how we think about money. If you're ready to take control of your finances one paycheck at a time and maybe have a little fun doing it, you're in the right place. And you've caught the right video. This is our very first video of 2026, even though we did technically film our December roundup in January 1st. This is the first video intended to be towards 2026. So in today's video, I'm going to share our 2026 financial goals with you. I'm going to introduce you to some binders and games that we have planned for the coming months. And maybe the most exciting thing, I'm going to get to play the first game of the Survivor Collab. So if you are excited to see what all of those things are, please grab your favorite drink, your favorite snack, and let's get to it. Hey y'all, happy Saturday. I'm going to start calling this Survivor Saturday because for at least the next 36 weeks, I'm going to be playing a collab, which you're going to get to see today, called the Survivor Collab, but we'll get to that in a minute. This is the much awaited and promised video that will cover our 2026 goals. We're going to talk about what we want to do financially. I'll share a little bit about my personal goals. I'm also going to introduce some new binders and some new games to you that I'm very excited to bring into the lineup. And then, of course, as promised, we will play Survivor, which I'm actually really nervous about. I've watched some of the ladies already play. It's very stressful. The game is it's nerve-wracking, and I'm nervous that I am going to lose the very first week that I play, but hey, who knows? Who knows? We'll just have to see how it goes. We're going to think positive. But okay, so before we get into Survivor and into the binders, I'm going to share with you a few things. Number one is our 2026 goals. And then I will talk to you a little bit how we're going to get there. Okay, so last year when I joined back on YouTube, we were jumping on to our consumer debt pretty heavily, and we are still there, still needing to focus a great deal of our money towards paying off debt because that is still a huge goal for us. So what I did was I broke it down into more manageable goals here. So our 2026 goals, I have a total of 7 that I have lined out. Now, there are smaller goals that go into each one of these goals and different ways we're going to go about them. But this is going to allow me to keep focus, and it does go in order of when I expect to reach these goals, or in a way that makes sense for not getting in the way of the next goal. So up first, I don't know about y'all, but we fell victim to the Affirm and Klarna thing. I don't know. It's not a scam. It is no different than any other consumer debt, but ultimately what it does is it makes you feel like a purchase is not as big of a deal because you're going to pay smaller amounts towards it. So what would happen with us is it would be something that maybe was an expense we weren't planning on, particularly around camping season. We always have unexpected expenses, things that we need for the camper, things we need for our camping trip, a tire maybe needs to be replaced. We had bicycles that all 3 got flats on the same camping trip. I don't know, you'd think we were running around on nails, things like that. And then you put that on Affirm or Klarna, and it gets you. So I don't know if any of you know the woes of getting caught up in Affirm and Klarna, but we did too. So if you're like me, maybe you are feeling a little bit of the pressure to pay that off because that's coming out maybe monthly, maybe it's coming out bi-weekly. These amounts that are coming out, they didn't seem like a big deal at the time when you charged that amount. You thought, oh, that's no different than eating out one day, those start to add up. So, and I will share more details about our specific where we starting point and how we're going to snowball this down. But I decided to separate out the Affirm and Klarna debt from our credit card debt because this is coming out more regularly and in a larger amount that is making it difficult for us to reach our emergency fund and our credit card debt. So this first few months, you will see us hitting the Affirm and Klarna and sharing that snowball format with you as we pay that off as quickly as possible. Also, if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know we did get our emergency fund, and we were working really hard to get our emergency fund funded. And then we had 2 household expenses that came up out of nowhere, and then a third with the washing machine deciding to crap out on us. We did get it fixed, but we had to pay to do that. So our emergency fund got depleted right before Christmas. So we need to work very hard to get that $1,000 emergency fund back up. So we're going to work towards Affirm and Klarna and first so that we can get some breathing room to pay towards the emergency fund. Then once we've got our emergency fund fully funded, all that Affirm and Klarna debt paid off, we're going to start a snowball plan for all consumer credit card debt. And again, I will start sharing more information about our starting points so that you can see the progress once we reach these 2 goals here. So these are huge goals, particularly these here. These are going to take us some time and they're going to take some sacrifice on our end. And every bit of our additional money needs to go towards that so that we can start to have more to save and to put towards other things. So we've got Affirm and Klarna, emergency fund, and then credit card debt. Up next is we would like to pay off my hubby's truck. It does not have much left on it, but I would like to go ahead and get that paid this year so that we could put that money towards one of these other expenses. As you know, we've been working on our month ahead on our household bills. It's one of our favorite binders. We would like to be able to get that to 3 months ahead on those 10 expenses by the end of the year. We have not currently been working on getting a month ahead on the mortgage. It's not included in the month ahead binder right now, but we would like to get 1 month ahead on the mortgage by the end of the year. And then ultimately, number 7, we would like to fully fund Christmas by October. We had that goal this year. We did not meet it. And in fact, we ended up overspending a little bit and maybe visiting a little bit of this in in our desire to make Christmas magical. We bought into the Klarna and Affirm. So we just added to our debt a little bit, but it is more than we wanted, which was 0. We wanted to have 0 debt accrued because of Christmas. So these 7 debts are these 7 goals are what we have planned for 2026, and we are going to do it. We're going to do it by making sacrifices and being very honest and open about where we are financially and what we need to do to get out of those situations. Me and my husband talk a lot about the finances and make decisions around that. We talk about our grocery bill. We talk about subscriptions. We talk about any way that we can make smarter financial decisions. So I'd be sharing some of that with you and sharing some of our budgeting and our debt progress throughout the year. So I hope you look forward to that. It's really hard to share something like this online because, it can make you very vulnerable. But I'm hoping that by sharing some of my current situation and the progress that will inspire those of you who are in similar situations to work towards that financial freedom, which is the point of what we do here. Okay, so thanks for hanging in there while I talk you through those. We're very excited. I do feel very optimistic that we can hit these goals, particularly because we are focusing heavily on our channel here, our memberships, our Etsy shop, but also making very intentional decisions in our financial month-to-month spending and working together as a family in that regard. So wanted to share those with you. We'll revisit these throughout the year, hopefully as we are checking them off. So I'm going to put that aside for now. Wanted to share one of the ways that I wanted to focus more on For Dizzy Birds and on the business was to really look at what we were doing for our members. So we do have memberships on the Ko-fi, and it was new to me, so we've only been doing it for a few months, and I've been kind of trying to figure out exactly what was the best way to do it and what all to include for my members. And I decided that I was going to up it just a little bit, and I wanted to share with you what would be included in the memberships should you want to become one. And I don't ever encourage anyone to becoming a member, add on another subscription to something when you're working hard to to fix your budget and be smart with your money. But if it is in your budget and you do find it to be a good use of your money, I would love it if you would become a member. It's a huge gift to us, but I want to make sure that I'm giving back to my members for what they are putting in. So I have two membership tiers. One is called the Prologue, and in the Prologue, it's a digital only option. So anyone that is out of the United States, and then anyone who just wants to print at home can get the Prologue membership. And again, these are all listed on my Ko-fi, but I wanted to give you an example of what you get when you're in the Prologue. So every month at the beginning of the month, I release what I call a member bundle. It looks similar like this for right now. This is the format that I use. It has a January month. So this is for January that was released at the beginning of this month. And kind of a January theme. So you've got 2 minis and 2 tinies that come right along in one PDF. So members only, Prologue at least. So this comes every month. It has a similar format, so you can kind of match them up if you want. You could do a whole year of these, but they are going to match that theme. And then on top of that, I promised my Prologue members at least 5 new members only printables each month. So I wanted to share with you kind of what that looks like. They come individually so that you can pick and choose which ones you want. So if you're a current member right now, you can go to the Ko-fi and you can find all of these plus everything else that I have released in the past few months for my memberships. So becoming a member 1 month gets you access to everything that is currently as a member only right now. Fair warning though, I will be moving some of the older member only files to paid files after I think 2 months. So if you are thinking about becoming a member and downloading some of the members only printables, you might want to do that now, just so that, I hate for you to miss out on that opportunity. I just can't keep them all in members only. It starts to get too full. So January, you got the member bundle. And then I said I promised at least 5 new printables, and typical to me, I can't just do what I promised. I got to do a little bit more. So we will see here as an example. This one is Happy New Year 2026. It's a Save 40. This one's a cute cat having some self-care time, and it's a mystery or a roll and save or whatever you want it to be. This little guy, our winter fox, he's reading. Those of you who don't know, I'm a huge reader, and in fact, I'm going to start integrating that into the channel a little bit more. I want to share my love of reading, and you're going to see book-themed things almost every month. Okay, so our little fox here, he saves you 24. This one, my hair is a mess to match my life. Also kind of a roll and save mystery, whatever you want it to be. This cute little hot cocoa penguin, he's adorable. I love these are color in cups. This one saves you 35. Our studious owl here, our studious winter owl, he is guarding his books, $30. And then Be My Valentine. Be My Valentine would save you $20. So these are all examples of things that you would get in access to if you were only a Prologue member. So I believe it's $6 a month to be a Prologue. You have access to this as well as the previous month and the month before that. So these release on the 1st of every month automatically. They're scheduled to release. So hopefully you would get your money's worth if you just keep on top of that and you remember to visit the Ko-fi shop at least once a month to grab your freebies. So, okay, so that's the Prologue. Let me get all of this cleaned up here. hopefully that for $6 a month, that's a pretty decent value, I think. And I actually genuinely enjoy creating these, so I don't mind it at all. I hope that you do. Okay, now, if you want to go up and you want to also have, so you would have access to everything that's digital, you can go up to the bestseller tier, and this is the one where I include physicals that I mail out each month. Keep in mind, I have to have a deadline each month in order for me to check and then mail out. So the 15th of each month is going to be the deadline for you to sign up for that month's membership. So for those of you who was signed up between December 16th and January 15th, we'll get the January physicals mailed out to you. Okay. And that makes more sense once we've done it for a few months. But I want to show you what we have included. So these come, and I have been developing or creating like crazy. The last few days I've been working to get ahead on these and make sure I have these all ready to go. But our member packets, they come in a 5x7 envelope. They have a thank you card. I have started making these double-sided, so you get another bonus save on the back side. So this one's winter themed. And then because these are going out after January 15th, I thought it made more sense to send out things for the following month so that you have time to get them and get them ready to put them in your binders for that month. So January's is going to be February themed. Okay, so these are the two laminated physical double-sided challenges that you get with the bestseller tier. Again, I have to limit this to the United States due to shipping outside of the United States changes the price significantly. So if you do want bestseller and are outside of the United States, you can always message me and we can arrange to have these sent to you digitally as well. Okay, so this one is Save 60 Hey Sugar. It's got the pink scratchers. I just think that was adorable. And again, all of my physical challenges are double-sided and laminated with really thick 5 mil, so they're reusable. Just have to re-sticker them. And then this little 4x4 size comes with each one. So I have an A5 and a 4x4. This one says you're just my type. Again, with the nod to books and writing and all of that. Again, 10 scratchers. This one saves you 30 total. And so those are those. So technically with that, you get 3 challenges. And then new this year, again, I told you I wanted to start implementing my love of books more. I wanted to share that more with you all. So I've decided to, starting in January, all of my bestseller members are going to get a special edition bookmark. Okay, so this is an A6 size bookmark. It's laminated and double-sided as well. And it has a mystery savings under here. Don't worry, it's going to range between $15 and $20. It's not going to be anything major. But these are really cute because you can put them into your binders and use them as spacers or just as decor. And this one is winter themed. And I can tell you right now, they're going to lean towards fantasy because I'm a fantasy reader. So I love romantasy and fantasy books. So that's going to have the vibe throughout there. I just thought these are super cute. I'm going to love having these in my binder, and they're just a nice little boost. So these will be special edition. They will not go to anyone except those who are signed up for bestseller. That's the same thing for these. These will not end up in the shop. So if you want these bookmarks and you want to collect all 12, you have to be a member of bestseller. Okay, so that is what comes with the bestseller tier. So you get all of this mailed to you. And again, I would mail it out right after January 15th once I've got the full list of members. And we have several members. Thank you in advance already for being members. But I will check that on January 15th and mail out all of these to you guys probably on the 16th or 17th, depending on the days of the week. Wow. Okay. Thanks for hanging in there. I just wanted to make sure you guys knew what was included in our memberships because I don't always do a great job of promoting what we have. So All right. Okay, so 20 minutes down. Can't believe we're already in there. But it's a special video. So this will be time that I walk you through all our plans. Okay, so we talked about memberships, we talked about our 2026 goals, but what you really care about is what are we going to be playing in the next coming months. What kind of, you might have noticed, the binders have grown. We have been waiting to implement some new games. Okay, so what's up in January and February and probably March and on? So we still have our month ahead binder. We are going to continue doing this until we have finished it out. And then, as you know from our goals, we're going to be starting it again. So, because our goal is to get 3 month ahead on our month ahead binder. So that is one. All right. Also, one of our big goals was to fully fund Christmas by October. So definitely want to show you how I plan to do that. So what happens every year is we say, oh, well, that's 12 months away. We've got forever to do it. I'm not going to let myself do that this year. We're going to start saving now. So you may have seen this before if you've been watching my channel, but I have a box challenge that I designed for Christmas. It's in my Etsy and my Ko-fi shop. If you want to print and download or print it and laminate it, you have that option. This is an awesome set. It's not a small set. It's intended to last me all year. I don't know how long it will last you, but it will definitely last me all year. And I expect it to be a very large, save. So the Christmas box challenge comes with the tracker and the dashboard, 12 individual categories of saving. And you might notice that the categories kind of coincide with categories of things that you might need to pay for during Christmas. And at least they are in our house. So we've got 12 of those. And then we have 2 bonus games back here. The Twinkly Drop, which is my version of Plinko, and then this Pulling the Sleigh letter savings. So those are all awesome. And how are we going to get to them? We're going to play this. I'm not sure yet if it's going to be weekly or monthly, but it's probably going to need to be monthly in smaller amounts just to keep us going. So you're probably going to see this a lot. But I do have here the set of cards. These also come, and it is a lot of cards. You can print and laminate them like I did. They each come with a kind of a search and save, and then a bonus option, and you save what it says here on the category, and then your bonus that you want to save. There's search and saves, there's roll and saves, there cards that lead you back to the games that are in the back. Here, Pulling the Sleigh. So lots of fun I think we're going to have, but we're going to start this at the beginning of the year. So you're going to see the Christmas box challenge, and that is going to help us reach our Christmas funding goal. And I'm very excited about it. I've been waiting. So if you want to play along and you think that would be a good option for you as well, go grab that out of the Etsy or the Ko-fi shop and play along with us. Okay. Also, something new. This one, I actually saw it for the first time on Budgeting with a Ginger. This comes from Pink Plum Budgeting. It is a freebie, which is just amazing. But similar to how our s'mores binder works, it is a set of dashboards, and you're going to play it like you would the s'mores. And I have and I didn't bring them up, but I have little prop bill cards for this, and we're going to put a certain amount in each week, and minis and tinies in there as well. So I'm very excited, but that one's going to come out in our mini and tinies videos. Very excited about that. Everything we can do to do more tinies. We have our traditional tinies, and they have their new dashboards. You'll see those for the first time on Tuesday. We've got those all ready to go. We have our s'mores binder. We have a small amount to get this one wrapped up so that we can start fresh, but I think we're going to keep the s'mores binder around from Blue Kiwi Budgets and Anna Banana Budgets. I just love this format. I think it's a great way to continue playing tinies and kind of keep things exciting. And then we have our good old faithful minis. They're not changing. You don't break, you don't fix what isn't broke, right? So we have all of those things, my more or less what you're used to seeing here on the channel. I have a new product that I want to share, and it's going to play a huge role in us hitting our emergency goals, our emergency fund goals, and our debt goals. So this is another product that you can find in my Ko-fi and my Etsy shop. It is a digital download. There's fair warning, this was the draft or the test version of it that I printed for myself. So it is just a digital download, and it does print a little bit different and a tiny bit smaller, but it's A6 size. It comes with a dashboard and a tracker just like this, and then 12 months with amounts on them. So I'm going to be playing this hopefully every week as well throughout the year. But if you get this, it has these amounts here. So they are larger amounts. It's definitely a higher budget save. You could do smaller minis to help, and we're going to do a little bit of that where we're going to use minis and tinies to help us fund our savings each month. But each month has the set amounts on the front and then a boost on the back. You could do a roll and save or a certain amount for each icon. But overall, if you save just the part on the front, you have saved 2026. So it's my version of the 2026 annual savings. And you have this tracker here to keep track of that, and then all your bonuses, so you can find out how much you saved throughout the year. I don't know how we're going to do. I haven't decided yet how we're going to choose the month, or if we're just going to work through it in order. But I printed mine out and made mine into envelopes. Again, you could do that if you know how to make laminated envelopes like this, but they are ready to be printed, and they should fit in A6 envelopes just fine. So if you are interested in playing along with that one, go ahead and check that out in the Etsy and the Ko-fi shop as well, because that one's going to be around for a bit. Okay, so two more things, but number one new thing is our new celebrations binder. I put this together because I often found myself behind the game when it came to birthdays. So when I say celebrations, this is the binder we're going to use to save for things that require us to buy gifts, with the exception of Christmas. Christmas is in its own category. But our celebrations binder here, we get past our dashboard, has a total of 10 categories. So we have Valentine's Day and anniversary, which interestingly enough are around the same day for my husband and I. We were married February 11th, so that's coming up. And of course, Valentine's is February 14th. So these really kind of usually happen in the same weekend. I still like to save for them separately. We have my birthday, which comes next. Then Riley, my older son's birthday, comes after that. Then my hubby's birthday, his comes after that. Then we see Mother's Day, Father's Day, little Finn, he is in August, he has to wait the longest, a category for miscellaneous family birthdays, and then a category for office celebrations. So I'm a manager, I have a team of employees, and I often find that I have to save or I have to spend quite a bit of money throughout the year. I don't mind doing it at all, but it's usually a surprise when I have to do that, whether it's just getting donuts or somebody's birthday. So I want to start saving for that. So celebrations is going to start being a category that we see show up in the minis and the tinies. It will help us to save toward this. But in each category, and I will show this more, I've allocated at least a couple of challenges close to the amount that I would like to save for that holiday. And I will definitely introduce those as they come up when we start playing. But that kind of gives us some guidance on how much we're trying to save. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to play with these. I got these from Hey K Budget. They were a digital download. They are absolutely beautiful. What are those called? Your signs, your star signs, Pisces, Leo, so on, so forth. So I've got challenges in each one of these that will help me to gauge how much I need to save for each category. So that's our celebrations binder, and it's brand new, and I'm very excited about that one. Yeah, it's going to make a huge difference in surprises throughout the year. And then dun dun dun, the big black binder. This one hasn't really changed. This is our debt binder. This fella's been around for a bit, and we are glad he's here because he's going to help us get out of that yucky consumer debt. But I also have a few other things stored in here, like our Survivor game. We're going to keep our money for that in there. And these will all be unveiled the very first time we play this, but we're going to have 6 categories of debt. I've got a new one here that I'm excited to share. And then our good old emergency fund storage is back here. So I think this is still a fun binder, and we're going to definitely try to make it as positive as possible. But those are all the binders I have planned for right now. I'm sure we'll see that expand throughout the year, especially if we can get some of that debt paid off. We'll have more to save with, so that will be exciting. All right, I think I've put it off enough. I'm really nervous about this, guys. Saving Survivor. I just said this is a very stressful game. Some of them, I think, and this first one is definitely no exception. I will have to pause and actually go get it. Hold on just one second. Okay, sorry about that. I knew I would get upstairs without something that I needed. So we're going to set this aside for just a bit. Whew. Goodness gracious. All right, Saving Survivor, y'all. If you didn't see my video where I shared this collab, I'm super excited. It's my first time to actually be in a collab. I'm so glad that my friends invited me to do this because I think this might be the most exciting collab I've ever seen, and maybe the most stressful that I've ever seen. So why not start with something super stressful and exciting, right? So this one is hosted by Maddie at Floating Funds. She has posted a wonderful video explaining the collab and played this game already. So I got to watch her do it. I know several of the girls have already posted their videos playing this game so far this week. It's not making me any less nervous, but I'm very excited. But ultimately, if you haven't caught this, just a quick kind of rundown of what this is. It's 36 different creators. We're in different teams, as you will see here. And we each have been assigned a week to create a challenge. So we've all created our challenges, and we will each play that appropriate game that week. The goal is to not get eliminated. And how you don't get eliminated is by passing the game or the challenge that week. So again, it'll make more sense, especially if you go and watch Maddie's video. She does a great job of explaining it, but basically each week we're all going to turn in our scores. If we didn't pass, we are up for elimination, and then she will decide by rolling assigned numbers who gets eliminated. We're going to keep playing. This is a 36-week challenge, so it's going to be around for a bit, and you might have already guessed it since it's in the debt binder. The money that we save from this is going to definitely go towards a debt payment. All right, so I've stalled enough. Let's go and check out what week number 1, our very first one, comes from Maddie herself, her adorable birthday duck. She talks about how she designed the only non-Survivor themed challenge, but she decided that this is because we are celebrating the start of Survivor, and also it's her birthday. So happy birthday, Maddie. What a great way to start it out. This is one of those minute to win it games. Super duper stressful on a good day. Super stressful even on a good day. The idea is that you roll the dice and you try to cross off, and it says we have to mark off a minimum of 28 numbers in order to pass. Okay. So I'll have 1 minute to roll and pass or cross off 28 numbers. I can't even talk right now. I don't even know how I'm going to survive this challenge overall if I can't even talk straight with the first one. Let me get a drink. Okay, here we go. All right, so Maddie played with 3 dice. I think that's safe. I don't know that if I could do much more. There's no rules about how many you play. My dice tower makes it hard to see, so I could move this over, but then it's hard to get them picked up. So you know what? Strategy here. I don't think I'm going to use the dice tower. I think I'm just going to roll them like that, and that way I can pick them up faster. Because I don't think Whew, I don't think the dice tower is going to play in our favor here. Okay. All right, so we're going to talk to Siri here on my watch. We're going to ask her to give us 1 minute to play. And here we go. It's super exciting. Whew. Hey, Siri, set a timer for 1 minute. She's pausing for some reason. She's thinking about it. Let's try this again. Hey, Siri, set a timer for 1 minute. She's not working. Okay, might be because we have the phone. Hold, please. Okay, goodness gracious. So I had the phone set on airplane mode so that I wouldn't be disturbed, but for some reason that wasn't letting me set my timer with Siri. I do not have another timer. I'm definitely going to have to get one because there's way too many timed challenges here. And I'm out of breath because I had to run downstairs twice. Goodness gracious. Okay, what a great start. All right, opening the pen. We're going to ask Siri to now. We're going to set 1 minute and we're going to go to it. All right, here we go. Woo! Okay, 4, 5, and 1. 1, 4, 5. 2, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2. 3, 5, 3. Oh, goodness. All right, 5, 5, 6. 5, 5, 6. 2, 2, 5. 5, 2, 2. Oh, goodness. Come here. 4, 5, 6, 4, 6. Do we have another 5? Do we have another 5? Yes, we do. Okay. All right. 5, 2, 1, 1, 2. Come on. 2, 5, 2. Okay, let's roll again. All right. 4, 5. Oh my goodness. With these 5s, 4 and 3. I'm not doing so great. 1, 3, 5. Oh, there's another 5. 3, 2, 6. All right, that's time. Oh, goodness. Whew, whew. Okay. All right. Let's see. How did we do? Fingers crossed for me. We have to have crossed off 28. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Woo! We crossed off exactly 28. Oh my goodness, that was close. All right. Whew, so we are not eliminated. We are safe from elimination this week. That would have been awful to be eliminated in the first week. All right. Let's find out how many here. Let's get a different color. I can keep better track of this. How many we did not. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay. So I think we're going to, so we missed 12. Whew. Jeez, my heart's beating. All right. So when you do games like this, you can save whatever works for you. We have a lot of saving to do. I passed, so I feel like maybe we could do where we save a certain amount for if we passed. We can save a certain amount based on how many we didn't cross off. And I know there's a couple more of these minute to win it games in here. Or okay, so let's go ahead then and save. Let's save $5 because we passed. Okay, so we're going to save $5 for the very first. And then if we don't pass, we have to pay 10. Hopefully that's not crazy. I'm going to write that down here so I'll remember. $5 if you pass. $10 if failed. We'll see what the other challenges have, if we have to change those rules. And basically, we can do whatever we want. But we're going to do $5 this week for our very first round of Saving Survivor. I'll report my scores back to my team. But I can't believe it. I just barely dodged elimination there, and made a terrible mess of Maddie's adorable challenge. So up next week, we will have our next game. So if you want to download and play along with us, please go check out all of these. I'll have everyone linked below. Again, Maddie is the host, so she has a great explanation video, but all of these folks will be linked down below in the video. So, oh my goodness, I feel like I've been talking forever, and that's because I have, but I wanted to share all of that with you. Have a fresh start for our 2026. I'm very excited for everything we have in store and for you all to join me. I'm having a blast doing this, and I know we're going to achieve our goals. So I hope to see you in the next one, which will be our Monday minis. And until then, y'all hang in there. Bye.